In order to successfully trade options, we need to know what to trade, when to trade it, and when to close it. That's how we find the one covered call on Apple when we avoid earnings that has returned 42% in a year, or the long call spread in Nvidia that is up more than 2,000% in a year, and how we optimize the option strategy that has been a winner in the VXX for 8 years in a row, or even the settings that have identified the short put spread in the utilities ETF that has won 38 times out of 39 in 3 years, making use of the safety that is utilities. Let's do that right now. We simply enter our ticker, we select which strategy we want to test, we select longer short. With our earnings handling, for now, we'll do nothing special. We'll look at a 2-year back test, and in this case, we'll test weekly options. If we put a 30 in here, we would be testing monthly options. And here are the results. First, you'll note the layout, moving from left to right. We move from in the money to at the money to out of the money options. And let's see what we have. Selling naked puts in Tesla over the last 2 years every week has returned anywhere from 3% to 22%. Certainly not worth the risk of naked options. So while we found what to trade, we still don't know when to trade it. Now we go to our earnings handling. Let's change from nothing special to never trade earnings. That is, every time earnings comes around, we close our position, let the event occur, then reopen our position afterwards. We can do so with the click of a button. And here are our results now. We can see the returns are going up a bit. It looks like the out of the money options are doing better than the at the money and in the money options. So let's customize our deltas by clicking on the settings, come to strategy deltas and use custom deltas. This is an advanced feature. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. For a refresher on what a delta is, you can always click on the link, and we go step by step with great specificity to describe what a delta is, why it matters to trading, and how to use it. We'll click save. The backtest will rerun. And now we're getting better results. We can see up to a 50% return for the 35 delta put. It seems as though we've found what to trade and when to trade it. The question now is when to close it. We're most of the way there, but these returns are likely still not good enough to take the risk of selling naked puts in Tesla. So we'll go down to our close trade when section. This is where we can put a limit gain, that is, we can close our position when it makes a certain amount, or our losses above, which allows us to close our positions if we hit a certain loss. The max gain in a short put is 100%. So let's make our max loss 100% as well, so we don't face a total catastrophe. We simply type in 100%, and here are the results now. We're looking at 86.7 to 90% gains, while avoiding earnings and limiting our losses to 100%. If we come down on the chart, we can see the gray line is actually the stock price. The colored lines correspond with each of the colored tiles, and you can see now that selling puts in Tesla, but avoiding earnings and putting a limit loss on it, has vastly outperformed the stock. To see the details of any backtest, we simply click on a tile. We can see the return. We can see the percentage of winning trades. In this case, 74 winning trades and 30 losses had a win rate of over 70%. We can see how this 90% return did relative to the stock. We can even see the commissions we've paid. Then in the trade section, we can go step by step and see every single trade we made in this backtest, when our limit loss was hit, when we avoided earnings. You can copy and paste it all into Excel and look at it with great specificity. And if we're curious if this backtest works for another period, it certainly does. We can just check 1 year by clicking the button. It turns out that selling puts in Tesla, but avoiding earnings and having a limit loss, has returned over 200% in the last year. And again, we can come back here, unselect the other strategies, compare the option strategy to the stock. And what we can see is that there's no magic here. What the backtester allows us to do is to identify what we want to trade, when we want to trade it, and when we want to close it, simply by the click of a few buttons. And this is the reality. There's just a lot less luck and a lot more planning and successful option trading than many people know. And it's not about guessing which stock will go up or down. Now it's your turn. Be powerful.